Welcome back to the Stumblebums podcast. I am your host, Twisted Heckin' G, and this is Smitty Smithzilla.
What's up, y'all? Noise, noise. One, two, one, two, three, four. Noise, noise, noise. Laser beam sounds.
I don't.
Frozen.
I. All right. So, so how's it been this week for you, Smitty? How was the work week, the weekend, and previous? I don't know.
All I do is work, and I don't like my job. I'm actively looking for a new one.
As any normal human would.
Yeah, so just a lot of doing on the phone interviews and scheduling interviews. I'm
Oh,
trying to figure out how to get to.
I really hate that so much. Like, I feel like I'm really like unnormal with that stuff compared to other people. Like, I hate talking on the phone, especially when it's like something like that where I don't know who I'm talking to in a personal way, especially. Like, if that makes any sense, like, I hate it. It's like my biggest tick with being an adult, really, I should say.
I hate talking about myself and I hate repeating myself. But I'm not repeating myself to the same person. I'm just rehashing the same sentences over and over again. And they're all about me to different people. Like, it is the most annoying thing because I hate talking about myself.
I get that because, like, at a certain point, when somebody like asks you to talk about yourself, it feels like there's like a thousand things that come to mind. You know what I mean? It's like it sounds stupid, but like, who am I? Almost like, um, hmm, what do I
No,
bring up?
I just lived it. Like, you should have been there. Like, you should have been at the show, man.
Should have
Like,
been there. It
you
was
just should have been at the
crazy.
show. Yeah, you should have just been at the show. Like, that's more where I'm at with it. Like,
It's like
yeah,
my hair getting in my face.
my skills are blah blah blah. I'm blah blah years old. I'm blah 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 blah. I'm blah I statement. I'm blah 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 blah.
I'll be real. I still feel really unusual telling people I'm 23. Like, I don't know. After 21, it was like, yippee, another birthday. Woohoo!
I mean, you're talking to a guy who was 25 for 5 years and didn't realize it.
Oh, I was about to say, what'd you do? Go in a coma?
No, I just forgot my age and I refused to do the math. I'm like, I'm 25, 100%. I know it.
I'll admit, there was a small part of me when I turned 23 that was just kind of like, um, what the fuck? How did I get here? P.S. We're past 3 minutes now.
Yeah. It was actually Mackenzie's mom who let me know I was 30.
Oh my god. Having somebody else remind you that you're like a specific age sounds horrible. Oh my god. I don't
Because
want that ever.
she asked me how old I was. I'm like, I'm 25. And she's like, what year you were born? I'm like, 1994. She's like, Mackenzie was born in 1994. I'm like, that's cool. She's 30. I'm like, no way.
That is insane. I never would have thought you and Mackenzie were the same age. I really didn't. I guess though it makes sense. Like, there's no way that everybody's always gonna be like a couple years away from each other. Like, alrighty, but
It was
I've
one of the funniest realizations I ever had. I'm like, and then I was working the PIM, so the entire time on the PIM, just sitting
oh,
there hitting the button, watching that stamp. I'm like, 30 years old? Where
you know
did
what
my youth
sucks? I
go?
do that now. I was just doing that
35.
today. I was hitting the bin machine.
85
Just
years in a second.
no. What sucks actually is I screwed my foot up this week because I started working out. I'd say last week, and then earlier this week I started even doing more. And I was doing what's it called, a jump rope. And this is where it gets pathetic actually. So from doing the jump rope, it's like I tore something in like we're like in between on the inside of your heel, I would say, like from the ball of your foot to like your ankle. Something in there is like painful as hell. Like if I go to like extend it, if I go to take like an extended step or like any kind of like tiptoe aspect of myself, I'm like almost squealing in pain. Like I'm like 8 years old again. I just stubbed my toe.
I mean, to be fair, you probably did tear something because you were doing an exercise, and
I
exercise is
haven't
supposed to
done in
tear
a long
muscle.
time too. I thought like I've walked
Yeah,
and shit like that, but I haven't done jump rope and by God since I was in like what elementary school probably.
yeah. Well, the muscles for walking versus the muscles for jumping are two different muscles.
And it was that because I've been doing like slight jumping exercises and like doing like jumping jacks and I do that stuff in between sets to make sure I'm keeping up my heart rate and all that stuff, you know. And like I never felt anything like that until I did the jump rope, and I was like, that had to be it. Like that had to be the one thing that like tore my ankle out of where it was.
Yeah. But to be fair, those foot pedals would also mess your foot up too. There was one time I stepped on the main lasers uh, foot pedal right there by the takeoff table. You know, right there in
Yeah,
between form.
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I stepped on that pedal to reset it, and I stepped at it all wrong, and a knot developed on my foot so bad that I could not ride the bike home. I had to call Crystal. I'm
Dude,
like,
do
come
you
get me.
do you remember like the month or two where I was um like I was literally like shuffling almost around, like stumbling because I had stomped on the floor or whatever. All right, I'll go into the full
Uh,
detail of the story. So I woke up, or I didn't wake up. This is bad. That's a horrible start. Bad start. So I came home from work working third shift, and it was like about 9 o'clock in the morning, and the people below me had a dog, and the dog was barking, and it was in his cage. I could tell it's in his cage because I couldn't hear it, running around or anything like that. It was just barking constantly, which is number one sign it's in a cage. And so from about 9 o'clock all the way until I went to bed, I would say 12 to 1 o'clock in the afternoon, the dog was barking. I turn my TV up loud enough that I could fall asleep, and then I wake up to go to work at around, I would say, 10 o'clock. Actually, 10 o'clock, I would wake up, and I had to be at work by 12. So 10:30, 10 o'clock, I woke up, and I still heard the fucking dog barking from downstairs. And they were home by then. I could hear them talking as well, like playing some game or something. I'm pointing down like they're still there. They're not. I live with my parents now. But
how vivid it is. Those
it's them sons of
motherfuckers.
bitches. But
Isn't that right, Frank?
yeah, Dad, you
Frank.
bitch. Sorry, I love you, Dad. Um, no, but, no, but it was like some kind of like aspect of that. But I woke up and I got so mad that like they still had their dog in the cage that I started stomping on the floor as hard as I could while being barefoot. I didn't know it, but dude,
Now I remember. I
it
now remember coming to
dude,
hang
it
out, and you were
was.
kind
I stomped as
of.
hard as I could while barefoot on hardwood floor. Nothing to protect my foot. And I swear to you, there was nothing that has ever damaged my foot. It felt like I broke something for like a month or two trying to walk. It was the worst pain in my right foot. Oh my. I wouldn't wish it on Smitty, which is my worst enemy and best friend,
you,
I guess.
you made me think of something really funny, but I don't think it's funny enough for the podcast, so I'll tell you after. Unfortunately.
Ooh, leave them guessing.
Yeah. Well, because I just don't know how you feel about it because we haven't talked about this subject since it
Oh,
happened.
all right then. Yeah, that's
So
yeah. We'll definitely wait for it. If it's good enough, we'll talk
yeah,
about it next time. I
yeah.
pointed down in the
But
right corner. I missed the camera.
yeah, I'm glad I'm catching myself. This is why I also want to talk about it after, just to see if it was a good call.
Definitely a good call.
This is where I need a computer. I would have typed this joke to you and then be like, "Can I say this?"
That is true, yeah, because like you can like exit. It's so easy because I did it earlier. Like when I went to go make sure that we had passed the time code, you probably
Maybe I
mostly
can.
couldn't tell unless I saw the fucking unless you saw like the white hit my glasses here, which you probably did. But I was gonna hit
Uh,
us with the first topic here. What
oh, I
is
can.
Smitty, I'm trying to do the first topic. You're being mean. You're interrupting. I'm gonna cry in the shower about this later. I worked so hard for this. Like, this is a clean
I'm tired.
shirt. You see this? A clean shirt for me. For me, a clean shirt.
I'm listening. You can go on with your story.
I'm
I
gonna
can't
cry.
type it, so I'm typing it.
Chat. I'm gonna cry. No, but so I was gonna say, let's do. I was gonna ask you, what were your favorite artists slash music growing up? Like, what was something that like you and your friends would just like, if you were hanging out, it was on.
A lot of butt
Never heard of
rock.
it. Wait, what was it?
You know, butt rock.
Butt rock?
Yeah, butt rock.
I don't know if he's fucking with me.
When a radio station, hey, welcome back to KWWA Kicks 9 in the morning, where we play nothing but rock. That type of music. Butt rock.
I went right to the gutter. I admit it. I went right to the gutter with that one. I was like, he's listening to some horrible fucking music. Butts and rocks. Holy crap.
All right, I sent it in our general chat.
Oh
But
god.
while you're reading it, can you read and talk about what your general music was? Probably
Oh,
more butt rock.
I mean, mine was more than just rock. I mean, I definitely loved once I got older, like Led Zeppelin, and even as I'm wearing Slackjaw, which is one of my favorite YouTube bands.
I
And
count Led Zeppelin as butt rock. They
well,
play
I
them
mean,
on the butt rock channels.
stop
You'll hear
interrupting,
immigration.
asshole. Shut up. Let me talk about what I'm fucking saying. We're gonna. This is me and him, literally in real life. Oh god, I got way loud and I hurt myself through your mic. Note to self, I can't get too loud.
You can just say yes or no when you read that.
Uh, no, but for me it was like, I don't know. I grew up listening to like all kinds of different things because my grandparents listened to classic rock. My dad listened to things like Coldplay, Florence and the Machine. I mean, hell, he listened
I
to
count.
what was it called? Oh, I can't remember the name nowadays. The Lumineers. That's what it was. Like, he listened to like that kind of stuff. And it went beyond that though too, as I'm learning now, because now that I'm riding home with him, he'll be playing stuff from Motorhead and a couple other different things. I'm like, where was this? Where did it?
I,
What? Where?
I count that all as butt rock.
But I would say, like for me, like the biggest music growing up, and it sounds stupid, would be like Eminem and things like Tupac, which wasn't really big for me until I got to more like middle school, and I really started caring more about the music I was hearing. Because when it comes to like elementary, when you're a kid and you're listening to music, you're just kind of being like, woohoo, this just sounds good. You're not actually listening to what they're saying, like the actual message that they're trying to deliver. And that's where I started to love it more. It was like one of my earliest memories was my uncle told me about Lupe Fiasco's "The Show Goes On." It's one of the first songs I ever remember because he was like, "This is what rap was supposed to be about," and it stuck with me after listening to that song even nowadays because it's like it was a good message. It was a good, just all around. It had a good message, good delivery, good, just all being to it. A good song, a great song in my opinion, with a great everything. I don't know. That's horrible. I'm drunk.
um, well, since you expanded that far, I didn't know we're supposed to expand that far on the topic.
That's how you
Um,
do a podcast, Smitty. You don't just be like one sentence answer, move on.
well, I didn't know how invested on this topic you was. Maybe it
That's why
wasn't
you
that
have a topic, Smitty.
well, I like to
This guy.
interrupt, and you wouldn't let me interrupt.
Well, you like to interrupt when people try to actually talk about something instead of like
Yeah,
getting interested yourself. I asked you, and you're like, it was music.
yeah. It's
That's literally what you
but
did. Like,
Around friends, it was a lot of butt rock and shit that they liked because I listened to a bunch of lo-fi underground punk growing up.
That's
Like
what we want to
my
hear.
in my adolescence, that was like my time for butt rock and all that. But by the time like middle school and high school was happening, like that's when I was venturing into my own music. So like my adolescence was like Limp Bizkit, Linkin Park, all the new metal shit because that was what was demographically appropriate for my age group at the time. And I seen what was getting played for me, and then eventually I was finding flyers for shows online, and this is when like online music was just popping off. So like I was finding all like these underground punk rock bands, and I'm like, shit's fucking a lot cooler. The recordings were a lot dirtier. I like that too. It just felt raw and unique.
I can't blame you for
And then
that,
from there,
actually.
it went to ska. From ska, it went to jazz. From jazz, it went to slam and beat down.
That's a crazy jump, though. How do you go from ska, which I've never heard of, to be honest, to jazz? That just sounds like a huge transition.
They're pretty much the same. You don't know what ska is. You just said that. So
It
if you
sounds
don't know
like a
what it is,
crazy. Okay, but it sounds crazy. If that
it's
makes any
reggae.
sense. Okay, I feel like ska just sounds like something be like ska. I don't know if it makes any sense.
No, ska comes from the sound that the guitar makes.
I don't know enough
The
about the
upstrokes,
guitar to know about
the
ska.
upstrokes sound like ska, 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 ska.
You just sound like a Scandinavian hooker getting railed.
And then also the first ska band was called the
The
Scatolites,
reaction, I love it.
and the first ska band was called the Scatolites. So there's the other reference.
Alrighty then. I said
From what I
Scandinavian.
know about ska history, that's how ska goes. But and punk and ska is pretty much the same. Third wave of ska was pretty much punk ska. So
Third Wave Ska sounds like a really awesome album title.
well, ska came in three waves.
Third Wave of Ska. Okay, I said way, but wave sounds even better. Third Wave of Ska sounds like an awesome title for an album.
I mean, if you don't play ska on that album, you're going to piss off a huge amount of people that like ska music.
Screw
So
them. I'll make up a definition for ska.
it would be funny if you call it the third wave of ska, but you played first wave ska music.
Nah, screw that. I'll play. Um,
Because those two are like polar
I don't
opposites from
know.
each other. Like first
I'll
wave
play the
ska
piano
versus
on it.
third wave ska are pretty much night and day. Like they are polar opposites of music.
I, I feel like our chat is gonna feel like I am. I'm lost. We got to move on because ska.
This is
It
why
just
I just like
sounds
to talk
like a
about
hilarious.
music.
I like to talk about
uh,
music. Music that I know about. Who the hell has heard about ska besides you? I said besides
uh,
it. That's how crazy you're driving me.
well, if you played any video game in the '90s or grew up in the '90s,
I
ska
was
music
born in
was everywhere.
2002, asshole!
You could escape ska
If
music
you
in the
were
'90s.
alive in the 90s,
A lot of people like to nostalgia the '90s, and you can't do '90s without ska. Goldfinger, Superman, that's a ska song.
I've heard
Like
of
suck.
Redfinger. Wink, wink.
like like fuck like this is why I don't like to talk about music. The parts I like about music, people don't like about music. Or at least that's what people tell me. People,
Yeah, tell him.
I'm looking. No, I'm looking at you, Mister Captain, General Feather Hat guy wearing David Jack
Where's he at?
Saul wear shirt,
Is that him?
showing people those feet for free, man.
I lost something. It's hot. All right,
Giving
people.
away those toesies for free, dude.
Yeah, I don't think anybody wants them steak ass feet. Them are everyday feet. Those things
Dude,
get
you don't
washed
know
once a day,
me.
and it's
Those
scary
feet
when they
freaks
do.
are freaks. Those feet freaks are freaks, man. That's all
Hey,
I'm saying. Didn't
all
wear
right.
those toesies for freeze, man.
You know what? I don't need a helmet. Screw that. I got luxurious hair.
Can we free
I am
toesies,
sorry
man?
for the audio feedback on that jump. I know that was horrible.
Another instance of us is hanging out. Us talking will get Gabe to do something physical.
Stupid. He'll get me to do something stupid.
I
I'm
did
the
not
kind of
do
guy.
that.
No, no, it
I did
really
not
is.
do that.
My
You were
uncles
trying.
convinced
I
me to
was
jump
proving a
off of a
point, and you were
bridge.
trying to prove a point, and you always do that counterpoint with a physical action.
My uncles convinced me to jump off of a bridge. Okay, so I literally had people be like, "So if somebody jumped off a bridge, would you do it?" Bitch, I already did. Like,
I'm the first one off the bridge. I'm the someone off the bridge.
like yeah, like they're following my example.
Yeah, like I bet that won't hurt.
Like you just got lucky you caught me at the bottom. I was working my way back up to jump again.
Did you watch that one video I sent you? Would you take that bump?
I don't know. I don't think I did. So let's leave that
It was
for
a
later.
dude on top of a house. He was gorilla pressing another dude, and then he threw him off. It was like a good two-story house onto a trampoline that they modified with nothing but barbed wire. Dude landed dead center, caught
Oh,
like a good 7 to 8 feet, and landed back down on the barbed wire.
oh, mama, I don't like it. I don't like
Would
it.
you take that bump?
How much are you paying me to do it?
I bet that show probably paid you about a good $25.
Yeah, I'd do it. Hell to the no! I ain't doing it. I ain't doing that. I would never do that. Who would do that? That's stupid.
Watch
You're
the
not even a
video.
part of Jackass. Like,
I sent you a lot of good shit in the messenger, and you just ignore it.
I ignore you a lot, Smitty.
I know, and you miss a lot of fire.
And I'm sorry, it's me. I'm a bad friend. I really am. I'm a
I
bad
feel like
friend.
that. I feel like that little subject right there would lead you into that one topic, since it was pro wrestling.
Um,
Well,
podcast. Let me look at the
ending.
topic again here.
It was wrestling related.
Dude, no, it wasn't. I think you're smoking crack. I don't got no pod or questions like that.
The Rajesh Jackson.
No, I got nothing saying Jack. Oh, I guess I didn't write that in. We're talking about Rampage
Who's smoking
Jackson's
crack
son.
now?
You said
Smoking
Roger.
crack now. Who's
Hey,
smoking crack in a
I never
black
said I
tie t-shirt
wasn't.
wearing red
I never
sunglasses with
said I
hair?
wasn't.
You
Okay?
son of a
I smoke about 3 grams a day.
bitch.
Why do you think I'm so skinny?
And white. I don't leave outside.
Damn
My
right.
main exercise. Through the blinds. Peep through the blinds. Peep through the blinds.
Damn right. This motherfucker questioning me.
Trying to accuse me. You can't remember your own topics.
I'll smack my fucking penis across your
I
face in my
stole the topic.
topics.
You tried to give me a few, and I stole one.
He did, actually. This man came unprepared today. I
I
had all of them.
yeah
Yeah,
yeah
for shame.
yeah
For shame.
yeah yeah. I
But
admit I
actually,
did
that is
not do
one
my
we wanted
homework.
to bring up. We will talk about this because apparently Smitty has a whole different opinion about the whole Rampage Jackson's son, who.
I don't think we have different opinions. I just feel like I have one sentence in my opinion that you're going to disagree with.
All right, but I'm going to try and explain what happened in my best knowledge of what happened. And so Rampage Jackson, his son, which I can't remember his name too well, Rampage Jackson's son, he got into an altercation with a professional wrestler who went
Indeed.
by, what was it? Oh,
Psycho Finn. Psycho
Psycho,
Stew.
yeah, Psycho Stu. he got into an altercation with Psycho Stu. Psycho Stu thought that his son, Rampage Jackson's son, was a part of the wrestling crew, and he was like trying to get cocky against him, and so he like slammed a beer can on his head. And in the moment, Rampage Jackson's son did nothing about it. Did nothing. He just sat there. He
He
looked
didn't
angry and mad.
sell, he didn't do nothing because he was not a worker.
Well, it wasn't just that. He just didn't do anything. Which, if he would have
Yeah,
reacted right there, if he would have reacted right there from getting the beer can slammed on his head, I would call that self defense. I would have, which would have been completely right. But what happened later was this. Um, so Psycho Stu learns eventually that he was not a part of the whole thing at all, and so he apologizes from the bottom of his heart to him. And so Rampage Jackson's son is like, "Hey man, I get it. You're right. It's all good. We're cool." And then it gets to the actual fight. Psycho Stu is on the actual ring, and before Rampage Jackson's son goes in, he literally says, "I am not gonna stop swinging until someone pulls me off of him." Which means that he right there is indicating that he was trying to go there to hurt him. And the whole thing was supposed to be a spectacle of like he slams him and then they get a little ruffle and no real harm
I
is
got
done.
I got to cut you off right there because you did jump a step there. After the incident and Psycho Stu apologized, the promoter of the show did catch word of all this, pulled
Yep,
Raja
he's
aside
not
with
wrong.
his stream still running and told him in show talk because he had a stream running, he really can't break kayfabe. He's like, "Hey, we're gonna let you in the ring and you can give a receipt." In the wrestling world, a receipt means just one action to be done. The slam that Raji's done was the receipt.
And which knocked him
All
out. If you
Raji's
look at him
had
when
to
he hit the
do
ground,
from
he was
there,
knocked out. Sorry. Sorry.
yeah, all Raji's had to do from there was pop up and do a flex and sell for the crowd. The fact that he started laying in was the beyond point, and
Attempted
he did
murder.
he got gaslit by his chat, and then is trying to use that as a defense. Having a fragile ego is not a legal defense.
It's not. It's not at all acceptable. I mean, he committed, in my opinion, he committed attempted murder.
And the part that pisses me off the most is he got told by the show promoter in show speak. So I will say it wasn't exactly clear because he is a legit fighter, and legit fighters don't fight for fun. There is no fun in their spectacle, while pro wrestling is all fun. It's all spectacle.
Yeah, no, yeah,
The
they are
the
paid to win. Like that's
is
it.
is all spectacle from the time the show gets dated to all the shit in between. That is all pretty much scripted. It is worked out in a certain time frame, and then they go film it. Like
Yeah,
like
exactly.
all their little drama speak is all fun. It is all just meant to build
I
to
mean,
the next show
I mean,
because hey, I'm
yeah.
gonna make you look good this show, and then next show you're gonna make me look good.
Well, I mean, like to be real, like if you took it to a deeper level, when you look at some of the things that these wrestlers say to each other, if they were being real, there would be fucking murders. Like these guys
Yeah,
would
it's
kill each
all
other
spectacle.
in
It's
real
all
life.
fun.
Like,
It's all fun. It's like when you make a fight real, when a fight is toe to toe even, the crowd is dead silent.
oh yeah, because
When there
they're ready. Well,
when there is
I
a
wouldn't say they're silent.
massive dominant versus a dominant, the crowd is electric because they're hoping this dominant's gonna hope not to get his ass kicked so bad. Come on, be
I'm
the
sorry, the crowd's electric either way. I'm sorry to say
yeah,
that.
but like I'm just saying, like parts of the crowd are when it's a when one side is more dominant of a fight, the crowd is more electric. When it's an even fight, the crowd is pretty much quiet, and that's what pro wrestling is.
Okay, I would say yeah, maybe in wrestling, but when yeah, I remember I watched my dad fight in real life, and I
Yeah,
watched a lot of real life fights, and I gotta say the most excitement really came from when those two were standing there beating each other's asses. It wasn't one, it was when they were both, because you heard not just one fan side, but both fan sides losing their shit. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't because it is like that. You know, especially when you have if you were to say a champion versus a champion. You know, I mean, you're gonna have your crowd split between or not champion and champion. That's a horrible saying. There would never be that unless it was a weight class thing. But a champion versus a really loved contender, I should say. Then you would see a split difference in the crowd being excited. And so it would be that if they were both going ham on each other, then the crowd would be absolutely insane. But if it was just the one-sided thing and it was a hated champion, it's probably just as quiet as you're thinking, to be honest.
I just feel like when a fight is more even, yeah, the crowds are still electric, but when there when there's potential for a big swing, the crowd has a bigger pop.
You're not wrong on that. I'll
Then
say that. Yeah, you're not wrong on that one.
and that's what I mean. Like, and that's what is building a pro wrestling fight is giving the swing back and forth, not just leaving it up to
The chance of an
these
actual
guys.
real fight.
These guys just rage out on even keel the entire time. Like there's it's fun. It makes fighting fun. like like the bumps are real. Like the slams are real. Yeah, the punches aren't real, but drop kicks, sometimes you miscalculate those and you'll just plow into that motherfucker.
And like I said, dude, like
If
it's
you
never
get
anything.
you're getting power bombed. Like that ring is unforgiving. It is wood and steel and canvas.
Well,
That's
that's where I say
it.
like I don't want to always like take away from WWE or anything like that, but I really did. I just grew up watching UFC. I grew up watching my dad fight in the backyard. I mean, literally.
Yeah,
Like,
which I can understand
sorry,
why
your
you
mic
like
just
it
cut out
more.
there a little bit.
Yeah, I can understand that why you like it more because you have a more grassroots with it. You know.
It really was. Like from my earliest age, I remember yelling at my dad, "Kick him in the face! Kick him in the face!"
Yeah. Like,
Thinking that was some
and
kind of move that you could just easily pull in a fight. When you're in a real fight like that, no, that's not an easy move to just be like, "Yeah, all right, son, let me just bam."
maybe in my young youth, when I wasn't really know what I was watching, I never seen wrestling as real. Like I knew it was a show. Like because my family was kind of a show family. Like they ran a church and all the family members were the band. That's a show. A church sermon is a show at the end of the day. So like I I, I could see a show when I knew a show, you know. That duck's quacking, that's a
Yeah,
duck. So like that's what I
I just
latch on
uh,
to.
I just figured we need to move on to another topic here because we've been on this for a while and we've only talked about like one or two topics. So I want to bring up.
I think it's a good topic.
I'm just trying to make sure that we're actually covering a couple things so that the people who want to listen to us can maybe learn a little bit more about us other than Smitty likes fucking fake fucking fighting. Yeah, y'all heard that. I'm gonna call him out on it. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Chat, call me out. I don't give a shit. I like real fighting. Make the real
it's
blood.
choreographed fighting, I would say,
Choreographed.
not fake, but yeah,
I'm just trying to be an asshole to make him mad now at this point, to be real. But we
it's
need to
chore.
move on to a new subject. For real. So
Sorry, my friends were today.
I'm gonna bitch slap him next time I see him. I swear. I will take a fucking Uber to bitch smack him at this point. But if you could have a useless or funny superpower, what would it be? Smitty!
That's the only superpower I want because I think superpowers that are useful are boring.
I want to kill him.
Those are all the superpowers that they talk about. So yeah, those are the fucking boring ones.
Okay, if I were to be real, if I could pick one superpower over all that wasn't useless, it would be the Flash's speed. Only simply because I could rob a mob bank, steal all the
That
money
is
from every one of
totally
those motherfuckers,
useful.
have money for myself, and then donate to a whole bunch of other people to have money. But moving beyond,
How
it
how
needs to be useless.
How is the Flash's speed useless? He literally has an entire comic book
That's where I
dedicated to how
said.
his
That's
speed
where
is
I said.
awesome.
That's where I said. If you want to talk about why would I want a power that's useful? That's the power that you should want if it was useful. But now
I
that
don't
we're on
want
the
useful.
unuseful,
I want to be able to vomit on command as much as I want.
what you want to just fucking lose your teeth because of the acid rot?
Well, if I could do it, my vomit is special, so it's not going to harm me.
You know what I would want? I'd want to be able to spawn any food that I could think of, like on point. You know what I mean? Like I just have an empty
That's
plate.
useful.
That's not useful to. Okay, I meant to say useful to the Avengers or the Justice League. You know what I mean? For helping the world. And you can't spawn infinite. You know what I mean? It's just one fucking tray of food. That's not. You know what I mean? You're not spawning food for 30 people. Like, nah, this is my own personal meal. I'm spawning me what I want to
That's
eat.
still useful for you. Like,
Yeah, but not to the Justice League or the Avengers. That would not make me a hero. That's not a
I guess
useful
mine's definitely
superpower.
useful because, like, you ever want to vomit but you just can't vomit?
No!
I could be able to
Who
do that.
wants to
Like,
vomit besides a fucking bulimic or anorexic? I don't know which
well,
one
sometimes
vomits. My bad.
sometimes I drink too much alcohol and my stomach don't want to throw it up, and the
Never a
rest of
problem.
my soul and mind is like, we need to get this out of us, and my body's like, it's too good. So I could just override that whole system.
My own body is like, hey, buddy, you ready? Like,
Yeah. Sometimes he's a bitch. Sometimes he doesn't want to throw up, and my soul and mind is like, it is time, and he's like, dope.
nobody would. If I could, my power would be that. I would love to just like be able to be like, man, give me
And
true
also,
Chinese beef lo mein.
and I also imagine I could do like vomit darts. That's how much. Like velocity and viscosity is a
What you mean, like
much part of
lawn
this power.
darts?
Yeah, I could launch so like a little spit of vomit
So
at
like
you.
lawn
Like
darts.
velocity and viscosity is very much a part of this power as well. Like I
So
could
what? You're
bury
gonna
you
like
in
spit it
vomit.
like a bullet through somebody's head, basically?
Yeah, or I could just bury you in
That's
vomit.
useful. The Justice League might accept you. That's more useful than mine. Like you just be like,
I know.
you just took out 8 people. That's fucking
Yeah, but who
useful.
wants me? It's all vomit. It's gross. What if I misfire?
Who wants me? All I'm doing is making myself a cuisine every night. Like
You
out
would
of
be a
thought.
very good support role at the base.
Oh
You
yeah,
know.
I'm Cyborg sitting there like, hey gang, welcome back. How you doing?
I mean, there has to be an Alfred. You chose it.
I'm gonna slap my dick across the fucking keyboard after the podcast is over.
I mean, every good team has an Alfred. A power behind the throne.
I stuck myself behind it.
Yeah. A real glue, a base,
Life be
holding
a
it
beach,
down.
my friend.
Holding it down. We really couldn't do it without you.
Ooh,
Like,
but childhood fears. What is something that you actually like when you were a kid? And I mean like young kid, not like fucking middle school or nothing like that. When you were a young kid, what was something you feared? Even like unrationally even.
Chucky.
That's actually reasonable, I feel like. Like I was scared of Jason Voorhees for like half my life. I'm not even
Chucky got
kidding
me,
you.
dude.
No, but
Chucky got me.
I got two. I got two of these. So one of them was the boogeyman, but not because like I was scared of him being under my bed. My uncles would fuck with me whenever there was like the hog roast would go on every year, which is a thing my family would hold once a year. And all the people, like the parents and
Uh,
adults, would be asleep. My uncles would like hide, and they'd start being like, "Dave, it's a boogeyman. I'm coming Yo. And being just a little kid, dude, it scared the shit out of me. And I'd be like, Josh, John, you're that's you, right? You're fucking with me. You're just trying to mess with me, right? No, Gabe, it's me. Even
I
though
got
for
a real
some
boom.
reason it's so stupid, but when I was a little kid, it had me fucking freaked out because
You reminded me of one. I got a real boomer one.
oh no, because it goes down to this point. My father, and I don't even remember this apparently. Um, I'd watched the Boogeyman movie, which, if you remember, there was like a early 2000s movie with the Boogeyman, and like the opening scene of it, there was the kid who was like terrified of his closet because he was like the boogeyman's in the closet, and his dad like is like there's no boogeyman in the closet, and he walks in there and he turns around, he's like, see, I told you, and as soon as he says that, the boogeyman grabs him by his ankles and like sucks him in the closet, slams him around in front of the kid, and like just kills him. It's a horror movie, and I had the same horrible thought in my head after watching that movie, and so my dad walks up to my closet after asking him to check it because I thought the boogeyman was there. And he comes out and he's like, Gabe, I told you. See, ah! Sucks himself into the fucking closet. And I don't remember any of this, but he says that as soon as he came out, I was gone. There was no sight of me. He looked around all the rooms upstairs. I wasn't there. He looked all around downstairs, and the only place that he found me was in the bathroom, stuck in between a space like this big. I'm not shitting you, between the toilet and the bathtub, just shaking, going.
Trauma.
I don't remember it. I don't. But it's like, dude, if I did, I feel like I would laugh so hard now.
Yeah,
But it's also
that's a
like
good
now
one.
I think why I was so scared of the fucking boogeyman growing up. My own dad
Um,
traumatized me.
my dad used to tell me, he's like, "Yeah, I could buy you that toy, but they're going to take me to the poorhouse."
Oh my
And
god, that's horrible.
I was definitely scared of that. Like, yeah, you'll walk by one day and you'll see me waving from the inside, like, "Hey,
Oh my
family."
god.
And I legitimately thought there was a poorhouse that people would take my dad to if we got too poor.
I think your dad was just ready to go to jail and be like, I went to the poorhouse, son. I know it's like an asshole, but I think he was
I
just
mean,
ready to go to
he was a
prison.
player. He was a player, so like it could have been the whorehouse too. So, but yeah, I legitimately thought there was a poorhouse for poor people that if you were too poor for society, they took you to. And me and my brother and my mom would be fine, but they would take my dad, and I didn't want them to take my dad.
Oh man.
And then my family also scared me about jail and prison a lot. Like they said, oh, they serve you as bread and water, and if you get in trouble, don't call me. So I'm like, okay, if I get in trouble, I'm on my own. So
My dad said the same
really
thing
smart
about
about being
himself.
dumb.
I'll be real, like I was one of those people that I kind of knew growing up that, just going to jail was not something I would want to do even by accident, if that makes any sense. I don't know. I was just somebody that I always thought about like how to get around it. But at the same time, like I did stupid shit. Like when I worked third shift every day, I would grab a 24 ounce, or actually, I wouldn't grab one. I would say, no, I would grab six 24 ounces because that would be a 12 pack in 24 ounces. And by the time I would go between the Clark to my grandparents' house, in which I was staying in the basement and at the time and helping pay rent, which was on Crescent Avenue, I would try to finish a 24 ouncer within there and there. And most of the time, I was pretty successful. I just had to
I
hide it
could
around the
say this,
cameras.
Sydney, unless you're known by the police, they're not looking for you.
And that's what I learned too, because there was cameras literally in like that park area in between where the dude got stabbed. I'm not gonna say like where exactly because I don't want to just dox ourselves, which I probably already have before. But
It'd be more you than me.
yeah, screw it. I don't really live in that town anymore. Sydney, bring it. But it was like just one of those stupid things. So
Yeah.
for the next topic that I figured I would bring up here, uh, what would have inspired you to have learned music or like play music? Like what was like
I got
the
told
thing?
to.
What?
I got told to. I got pretty much told to.
Oh, by who? Like what do you mean?
Family. Man, I grew up in a church.
Oh, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, the whole singing and stuff in church. So happy I didn't do that.
Yeah. As a kid, I did a lot of singing, and then by the time I was an adolescent, my family broke off, so I wasn't going to the church as much. But I still had all the music in me, so I wanted to be a drummer. My parents got me a drum set, but they didn't get me any of the stands or nothing.
You figure it out, son.
So I just had a bunch of drums laying on the floor, so I didn't do anything with that. And at 15, my grandpa on my mom's side bought me a bass because I still wanted to learn and play with, you know, the you know, the
Yeah,
family church band.
I can't blame you.
And I was starting a garage band in around middle school, high school time too. So it all just kind of worked out. It's like I was pretty much just told to. Like at around that time, I didn't have an option. Music was the only thing getting me out of the house.
I mean, I'd say, I mean, that's not really a bad thing at all. Like, because most people, it's like sports or something stupid that makes them get out of the house. Like, at least you were like, you had
I
like a
did sports
reason.
too, just to appease my mom. And
Yeah, I
like,
mean, yeah, me too with my
and
dad.
I was in choir. I didn't do orchestra because I
I didn't
wasn't
do anything
into it
like
at
that
that time.
either. I did chorus because that was actually the first instrument that I was ever interested in. Was obviously my own voice because I don't know. I always found the voice to be so fun to play with and fuck with because it was like, oh, let's see if I can do my goofy voice. Like, well, hiya, kids. Let's all go have fun. Well, yucky yucka. That was horrible. That was
And
not the best
I
I've
was
ever done before.
in I was in choir from sixth grade all the way up until senior year. And up until my junior year, I did all the specialty choirs as well. So I was in my regular choir, but then I was in men's choir, I was in mixed choir,
I never really got to do anything besides just the
I was
regular
in
chorus, and
I
we
think we did
did.
jazz choir one year as well. Like I did all the specialty choirs.
We never really got to do anything besides like regular ass songs that he taught us to do, which is like "Why Does the Willow Weep," and I hated shit like that. So I stopped doing chorus the year after. It was just like you're not really testing us. It seemed like you're just kind of making us mellow sing in a way.
Yeah, that's where I can say Sydney had very good chorus teachers. Sydney had a very good chorus program at the time I went.
Well, it was. It was like he was trying to make us almost like
And you
melody
didn't go to
sing
the
together.
so
Like there was never
you
any kind of like actually explore your own tone or voice. It was like match this and match that. Don't you ever experiment. Don't you even try to learn what you really sound like on your own. Just do the
yeah, we
do
would do
re
songs
mi.
with multiple solos.
Yeah, and there was never solos in our songs. It was always just all the group at one point. And there was never anything modern. It was always just out of some old school like what you would call it, music book.
And
Like I
then
never heard the
contest,
songs until I heard them then.
fucking choir contests, man. Those fucking they still freaking
Didn't do them.
grind my gears today, man.
We never did them. We only had our spring concert and fall concert, and we didn't do anything beyond them.
All day event. All day event.
I got told that I was like one of the most heard people because I was the only dude in chorus. I really was. I was the only dude in chorus. And so I got told by like the basketball team actually because I was playing basketball at the time. They came after practice. Some of the seniors did and like watched the concert, and they're like, "Well, you're like one of the only people who really heard the entire time." And it was like, well, probably because I'm the only guy. So everybody else has a higher pitched voice, and I'm the only one going, "Wah!" And that sounds horrible, but I'm not even trying to sing. I can't really hear myself, but you know what I mean? Like it's so stupid.
Our choir was huge. It was probably about a good 80 kids consistently through all 6 years.
Not ours.
But but towards the end of it, there was only four of us that did it the entire time. That was still all dudes, and we were all right friends. The other three were more close to each other than I was because I would never attend school events that wasn't choir associated because that's what I signed up for.
I
Like I
attended a
didn't go to
lot of
any
them.
prom. I didn't go to any proms or homecomings because I had shows. I didn't
I
go to any Friday night football games because I had a show. Like,
I mean I didn't attend a lot of things because I didn't have a date. To be honest, I mean going to like a small school like I went to, and just being as awkward as I was, you just didn't really have a lot of options. There wasn't, you know, and to be honest, it just seemed a lot of times like it was easier just to not go and hang out with some friends than go and be embarrassed because you're one of the lonely guys sitting on the fucking sideline compared to watching all the different couples or even the friend with a girl go up, but the friend asked you to be there because they just wanted you to be there. Like, oh, prom be fun with you there, even though you're alone, so you can sit there and watch me and my girlfriend have such a great time. Which I know didn't sound like the most douchiest ask, but it kind of fucking is when you're asking your lonely friend to come to prom with you and just watch him and his girlfriend have a great time. Like it is. Cause like, well, you never know what happens. Someone might ask you to dance, but when you go to a fucking small school like we did, nobody's gonna ask you to just dance. They don't have the social stigma to actually have the guts to ask a random boy to dance because they don't go to school with a bunch of random boys. They go to school with a bunch of people they know. And so if they say something or if they anybody sees something or hears something, it's like quickly so spread around that it's like a cancer cell basically. It's embarrassing
yeah,
almost. It's stupid to say, but that's how it
Sydney,
worked.
yeah, Sydney tried to be that way, but there was just too many of us. So like stuff would spread within like 2 weeks.
Our school would spread within a day. Within one day,
Yeah,
everybody would know what was going on between everybody. Unless you
yeah,
somehow would keep a retarded, stupidly, almost said the bad word, stupidly easy concept of everybody in a big school like that, then yeah, there's no way. Because at our school, it really was like you had your small, tiny cliques. And those small, tiny
I'm
cliques were the ones that were
sure
big. And they would get all the news somehow.
too.
You are
Yeah, some tiny little clicks
Smitty.
too. So
There
you
you go.
immediately know like, the clicks
Smitty,
with
move your
like.
fucking mic. You are cutting in and out. You somehow adjusted your thing, and now I cannot hear you anymore. I'm
I
sorry. I'm trying to
mean,
save the
Sydney had the
podcast.
tiny little clicks too. So yeah, your immediate friends would know, but like it would take time for it to spread to every other click. It seemed like.
Me and Smitty hate each other. Just so you all know, we're not friends. We do this specifically because we are able to keep a topic. Smitty tried to slit my throat once while I was sleeping. Believe it or not, 100%. Like I woke up and I was like, "Joe, what you doing, Navajo?"
If that's what you want to call the time I tried to get you laid.
That almost sounded really fucked up.
I didn't know how else to spin that. I feel like that's what he's talking about. The time I
Well, it
tried to
wasn't
get him
that. I
laid.
was just trying
Fuck
to
it
fuck
up.
with you. No, the time you tried to get me laid, I had pulled down the panties. I was fully prepared to go in, but I had never seen the two strings of a tampon hanging out of a pussy before. And it got me. It caught me completely
A
off
real
guard.
man like a woman all month long, Gabe.
Well, welcome to my young inexperience. But it was. I was fully unprepared. Like I was getting hit on all night by a 30-year-old. I was 19 years old. 19. She was 30. I'm not gonna name her because her own shit. But dude,
She was down. She was 100%. She was
she actually
complicit.
initiated. She initiated. Smitty, you tell him. She
Yeah,
initiated.
she was 100%. I was there. I was pretty much like I was orchestrating it. The only thing I had to do left was sit down in the cuck chair, but there was no chair. So like I left upstairs with my girlfriend. Like
Did you want the cup chair?
I mean, did you want an audience?
No.
I mean, I had Crystal. We could have like fucked on the other side of the room. Maybe that would have helped you. I'm just saying, like
No.
lady moaning. Why
Nope.
ain't your lady
No,
moaning?
because if you guys had been in the room, you literally both would have heard me when I pulled down her fucking pants out of. You literally would have heard me be like, "Are you on your period?"
Would you have thought that if you
That's
would have
the.
heard?
That's literally what I said, though,
No,
Smitty. That's
no.
literally what I said. I pulled down her panties. I saw the strings hanging out. I looked up like this, like the camera is her fucking face. Are you on your period?
I mean, I don't think you had on the glasses.
Why do you think they're red now?
Yeah, if you would have had those on, it would have helped. You wouldn't have seen shit.
No, these are blue. They're red now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you would have had those on, you wouldn't have seen nothing.
No, but it was like she immediately was like, "Oh shit," and then it was all called off, and I was like, "Ah, I'm an idiot. I had a chance with a 30-year-old, and I didn't commit."
Question though,
Hmm.
why were you down there?
My
Because
face?
your face don't have to be right there for you to take her pants off.
I start with eating it out. I'm a gentleman.
All right, I just wanted to get that confession.
I'm a gentleman. I like to serve.
I just wanted to get that out of you. Like, to be fair, like
To be fair,
you
I went into pleasure first, and that's where I saw the strings.
to be fair, you shouldn't ask the question. You should just be like, hey, how about you start with me?
Okay, well, you know what? To be fair, that's the first time I ever saw strings hanging out of pussy.
Like if you didn't want to pull them out, I would be like, hey, how about you start with me and get
Okay,
yourself ready.
but we gotta move on. I'm gonna say one of my embarrassing stories of the week. I got two of them. I'm loading up two this week, ladies and gentlemen. We got two embarrassing stories from me. So last week, I was streaming Helldivers 2 on Friday. We call it Friday with the group that we do. And I got so excited at one point and being so hammered drunk that I trusted a fart. I trusted a fart.
Shit.
And being a human being, as any other of you
Dog.
are, Seeger on the podcast. Look at that. We got Seeger. This dog
Dog.
hates me. Give it up for Seeger. But so I trusted a fart, and so when I did, I shit my pants live on stream. I am not kidding you. I shit my pants live on stream last Friday, and I wish that for some reason that stream would have saved the fucking VOD or whatever, but it didn't. And so if it would have, you would have seen my face when I did, because I like literally went and did this,
Yeah,
and then I went
we're at that.
downstairs, took my underwear off, threw them in the outside trash can, came upstairs, put new underwear on, changed my pants, sat down, put my headset on, was like, nothing happened, y'all. How you doing? So yeah, I shit my pants as a 23-year-old trusting a fart last week on a 5-hour stream. And that's what it was. It was a 5-hour stream, and eventually in that 5-hour stream, I trusted a fart instead of just taking a shit. And I learned the hard way. Take a shit.
I have a shit my pants story. The last time I shit my pants. The last time I shit my pants is when me and Crystal were happy living in our apartment on Maple Street. I didn't know you yet. I was I was in the basement getting high and I thought it was a fart. Like straight up, like there was
Like
no
me
other
last
hint.
Friday.
No, there was no other indication that it wasn't anything but a
It,
fart.
it was that for me, literally. I thought it was a fart.
Yeah. Well, you phrased it as trusted, so
I
I felt
trusted
like
a
you had a
fart!
little bit. I felt like I feel like there's like a little bit of like information there.
You trusted the fart too, and then you shit yourself, just like me.
Yeah, and I let it go as I was taking in said dab, and I just completely blew out that underwear. And I'm in the basement alone, and everything above me is Crystal and kids. like,
I mean, dude, how do you think I felt? I walked down the
and
stairs.
like I was kind of freshly moved in with Crystal. Yeah, we've been dating for a minute, but I was like still new living with her. Like this was like 2 months into living with Crystal. I'm asking her to get me a change of underwear and some wet wipes.
Well, my my second thing is too actually. So, uh, my second thing really was this. Oh my god, I gotta pee. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I pee too. Pee break. Bathroom break. Cool sound effect. Just waiting on Gabe, yo. It's not live chat or nothing. It's not. We about to go inside. Be about. Fine. You are muted.
That was a good call for myself. Can you hear me
You
now?
Yeah, but you said
Okay.
yourself. Like you called it. I called it for you.
No, you didn't.
Fuck you.
I'm sorry, chat. I
God.
had to go pee so bad. And I'm not editing it out because if I edit, I can't post this thing. For some reason, I am such a bad editor that I can't figure it out. I can only post raw video footage. And so here we are.
It's
Us
cool.
raw.
It's cool. I took a pee break as well, but right before I left, I played a cool sound effect.
Oh, I'm
So,
sorry. I did not hear it.
yeah. So
But
they were entertained, and then we returned with a dog. So, like, we're
it's
fine.
got the Seeger. You cannot hate the Seeger. But
So,
so my second embarrassing story ever, and this is probably one of the greatest ones that you would ever hear from me. I to start this off, this was literally such an innocent thing when I was in fourth grade with somebody that I just met when I'd come to a new school, and this guy was also like new to the school as well. So we were like the only two new people it felt like, so we got along really well. And so we started drawing and writing in front of Diary of a Wimpy Kid books. because in the front of those they would always leave a couple of empty pages that you it seemed like you could just write little lines on or whatever. And so me and this kid who will go unnamed so that he's not embarrassed at all. I'll show my own face and name myself behind it. We started writing stories for Greg Heffley, in which basically went a little something like this. Every day that I come home from school, I suck my dad's dick. And then there would be a picture of Greg Heffley sucking his dad's dick. And then it would be like, I sucked my dad's dick for so long. And Bob, it went into horrible detail for being fourth graders, to be honest. Like, this is like some super bad level. Like I got in trouble for writing penises. But the CPS actually
Freaking
got
roller on
called.
the fucking deck.
My teacher found this book. This is the worst part. My teacher found this book. And so they actually fucking called CPS on my dad, my fucking father. And so they sit him down and they're like, so do you make your son suck your fucking cock every day he gets off of school? And my dad had to tell them with such a straight face, like, are you fucking crazy?
Fucking with me right now.
Like, yeah, like, what the fuck is wrong with you guys? And then he learned that it was me, and he's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? No, but it was. We were writing this all from like the perspective of Greg Heffley and his own father. But my teacher completely took it as Gabe's dad is making him suck his dick. So we literally had CPS show up and be like, are your children safe? You're not making them suck your dick, are they?
Yeah, I have nothing to tag that with. I never got any agency called on my parents.
By
Never
a
had any
complete
agency.
joke, dude. Like I wasn't even trying.
Yeah, like I never accidentally had an agency called on my parents or myself. Accidentally would be the key word there.
Evidently,
I
I was a fucking comedic genius from fourth grade. Like
don't think your dad found it very funny.
nowadays he does. He loves to tell that story.
Yeah.
He's like this little prick.
Made CPS think I was sucking. He was sucking my dick.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's pretty fucked up. Why'd you
Yeah.
do that to your dad? Or
Well,
why
because
didn't
he
you do that
divorced
to
my
your dad?
mom mostly.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
kidding. Fuck that bitch.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Tell that to somebody who believes it.
Oh, oh man, that actually really got me. Oh, I really did though. CPS showed up and truly asked if I was having to suck my dad's dick when I got off of school.
Um,
Oh, yell at him. That's a filthy habit. Yell at him. Chat, get him.
this is my second time out here, so like,
That's a filthy habit.
uh,
I stopped. I finally did it. If anybody knows me, I said I would never stop, but I did. Now yell at Smitty. Make him stop.
I stopped once. Okay, like I used to do drugs. I still do, but
Yeah, well,
I
so do
used to
I.
too. And I quit cigarettes once, so I'm good now. I can smoke for the second time for the rest of my life. Be totally fine. That's how it works. You got to quit once, and then you're good the second time.
That actually kind of makes sense because I did quit once, and then the second time I actually finally quit. Like to be real, that actually is
I really
stupid.
don't think
Like,
I can quit another time. I really want to, but I don't. Change has to come with from within, and I just don't think I'm there.
well, Smitty, I think that it's about time to be wrapping up the podcast here. Let me check real quick. Let me check before we even start saying it is. We're at 110 here. That is. So yeah, let's go ahead and wrap it up. You got
All
anything
right.
else left to say?
No, I'm just gonna launch into the outro.
Alrighty.
Thank you all for watching Stumblebums Catcast. Joining us once again in Studio Bum Diggity. Thank you for the guy who left a comment and citing on me with blood is red inside the body. You're totally awesome. And we will
That was
catch
a
you again next
question. You
week.
said you
I've been
didn't
your
know.
host,
That's not
Smitty
true.
Zilla. This has been your other host, the Twisted G. Later.
Every one of y'all have a damn great one.